No.
Okay. So...
The owner called me and told me get the police and go to the house and kick them out.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Just came across this today. We've got a I think HS TikToky's got a social media content house in Ayia Napa. Obviously, when you get all sorts of people come together, it's going to be fireworks, so to speak. And he's just listening to a conversation about something that's happened at the property.
Okay, so anytime you become an owner,
Yes.
even if you pay the owner, nothing.
It's not about the money.
Okay.
It's about having a house and.
So obviously they're discussing. I don't know. It seems somebody associated with the property is discussing what's gone on in the house. I think it might be an Airbnb or something.
Making some income and then.
Yeah. So there's nobody.
Mate, it's not. Oh, mate.
So obviously he's expressing a bit of concern about it.
How is it not about the money? I don't get how is it not about the money, bro. It's all about the fucking money, man. So, like...
Just to say, that's just the beginning of our video today, but we're going to be going and discussing quite a number of different things, including Mbappe as the all-time leading French scorer, Messi having more world goal after 35 that go above Ronaldo's in his whole career at the World Cup. Ibrahimović versus Alexei Salas, Serena and Venus Williams. Apparently they're going back to Wimbledon. And the pronunciation of OPE, and I'm going to make sure that I learn to pronounce it correctly in a moment as well. Love Island contestant, and what arises from that in relation to what we understand about culture and identity. Also, Anton Ferdinand talking on Rio Ferdinand, his brother, and the England FA, and John Terry discussing something about how they didn't provide a plane for him, so he couldn't see children born in time. Jordan Henderson, why is he at the World Cup? So that's a question that we're going to tackle. And that's what's going on here. But for now, we're just looking at this HS TikToky story at this Ayia Napa Airbnb.
You're getting kicked out, yeah, and then, like, that's mad. That don't make sense. But how can we not get the bread back from the fucking...
Use the language.
B&B if they're kicking us out and we're paying for the repairs?
So he's referring to repairs, so I presume something may have got damaged in the property. I mean, I know they keep deposits for that type of thing, but what's he saying?
You heard?
Yeah, she's not having it.
Can we stay there?
Obviously,
Please, a few more days.
obviously they're trying to negotiate something, and then when we look onto the next video, I think one of the contestants or house occupants.
Oh, fuck.
This might be why it happened, what he's talking about.
What happened? You alright?
Yeah, good.
And we're going to see a bit of a scene. Use the music, I might. Yeah, so she's obviously walking through the house, looking at what's going on. Some of the participants in the property there. Off the music.
Everyone get back in here.
A table's broken or something.
Listen to the tune, alright?
This is from their stream, I think. So we can see that there's a table that's kind of upended and on the floor. No doubt that costs a bit of money and stuff. So that's one thing that's happening in the house. And then we got this scene.
Yeah. Wait, what are you doing?
Sorry, that's so sexy. You guys kind of like
What's it, a bit of romance in the air or something?
Yeah. You look like
we're mixed race sexy. We're
yeah.
sexy. We make
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yo, shorty, keep it above. How bad?
What? Come where?
Interesting.
So speak to me then.
No. Seriously, chill.
So obviously, HS TikToky was one of the people involved in that Manosphere documentary by Louis Theroux that I covered a couple of months ago now. And that kind of shed a light on the sort of Manosphere, maybe the red pill side and view of things. Obviously, he's still continuing to content create, and this is something that he's producing here. Just take a look at what's going on.
Hey, Shine, allow yourself.
What you want to speak to him about in the room?
What?
Seems to be rejecting that young lady's advances.
Damn.
I didn't. I said, get ready,
What are you
yeah?
trying to do with him?
Get ready.
Be honest. He likes him straightforward.
Get ready to... Yeah, we're
Interesting.
we're friends.
Nah, I'm good.
He's making it clear that they're just friends.
How do you make money, Shy?
We're golden.
How do you make money, Shy?
Might skip past that bit. Audio of that bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 20% of every fucking penny you make.
Yeah, so that's what's going on there.
What the fuck? She kissed me! No, what the fuck's wrong with her?
Yeah, so a lot of excitement there, I guess. I'm now getting up to dancing and stuff. Young people having fun on holidays, it's summertime, World Cup's on. They're just having a great time. Probably a bit of overacting as well. I don't know the names of these characters, by the way, but I guess there's some people big people in the content making scene. I don't even think that's a real altercation, but then kicking off a little bit. Smiles. Obviously, the streamers doing. Obviously, everything gets videoed. I don't want to look at any. Gosh, hopefully we don't get in trouble for that. But anyway, all sorts going on. We can see the table in the background being fixed or something. And they're having a right bubble. End scene. Yeah, so that's what's been going on in Ayia Napa anyway. Now, moving on to the next story. Jordan Henderson. What do you lot think about this situation? So he's been announced at the World Cup, and the feedback is from some of the fans, kind of what's going on. Like Brentford isn't quite a high level team at the moment. He's scored 2 or 3 goals this season. He's a midfielder, and there's some criticism. Let me see what this brother's saying.
Imagine being a footballer who gets picked by his
Okay, obviously the music's a shame, but we'll read the text anyway. He's saying, imagine a national team coach, even though he's only played 40 minutes of football. And that's the criticism for Jordan Henderson for England at this World Cup. Why is he there? I was listening to a discussion between, the 3 of them on the World Cup Uncensored or the Uncensored program with Piers Morgan, Simon Jordan, John Terry was on there as well. And they were discussing this, and there were some queries about, is he there just for team morale, or is he there to play minutes? And discussion ranged from the idea that obviously he's got a lot of experience. So I just looked at his profile. Actually, he's got an impressive CV. There's no doubt about it. But I just think he's probably, 1990. So what is he? 36 years old now. He's probably in the latter part of his career. Yeah, he's 36 years old. But he does have an impressive CV. Look at those. He's got Champions League. He's probably maybe even been a captain when that happened. FIFA World Cup, 2019, Premiership title, but this is all kind of like sort of 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago even. And he's also made 90 appearances for England. But the question is, does he deserve a place in the England team over the likes of Phil Foden and Cole Palmer? Younger, more creative players. Obviously, no age discrimination, but obviously age does play a factor when it comes to sort of fatigue and stuff like that. But age, look, Messi's scoring goals. Well, Messi just scored a hat trick at 36. So in fact, if you think about it, and Ronaldo's scoring goals and stuff like that as well, he's in his 40s. So we saw what LeBron's done over the last couple of seasons in basketball. So age doesn't necessarily have to be a factor. It's just more of a case, and I think that's where the case is being made now in terms of his current performance. Now, I'm going to say this, and we're going to see there's some suggestion that there's been sort of PR by the team, the England team. I'll look at the video in a minute where we hear Bellingham and another player talking about how he binds the team. I think it's this video here.
Thinking of people that won at the camp beforehand, he'd be in everyone's top 5.
So he's obviously a really popular player, Jordan Henderson. But the question is, do we having a player who just kind of bonds the team, or do we want a player who's going to be able to perform? Now, one of the points that was made on the World Uncensored show today was, well, he will probably, kind of run a quite tight ship if you're in the sort of last 15 minutes of a game where things are on the line, and I actually understand that point, and I understand also that you can't, somebody who's led their team to a Champions League victory in the finals, that's the type of experience that you can't actually discount. It is a shame for the likes of Phil Foden and Cole Palmer in particular. But I guess the argument is that without somebody like Jordan Henderson in the team, you don't have this enough breadth of experience that you need at a World Cup. Let me hear what these boys are saying on this.
I've ever come across, I think, in football.
Tell me something about him that.
So they really rate him. They really rate him. I understand why people are questioning it. Look, let's hear Roy Keane on this.
I've heard now people say, well, they want him around the place. For what?
Roy Keane's not hearing it.
What?
Roy Keane's not hearing it. Roy Keane's a no-nonsense person.
Does he do card tricks? Does he have a sing-song? Does quizzes in the evenings? What does he do?
Yeah, but Roy, we need
And he's going to chime in and say a piece.
that kind of experience in and around them.
And surely Jordan doesn't want to be around the place.
Experience is important. I think that's true. But then you've got guys like Messi, who are not just bringing experience, they're bringing goals. You could even say Mbappe, as young as he is, obviously his football does the talking, but again, he's bringing goals. So are we going to have a situation in France in, 10 years' time when Mbappe's just been brought along for the experience, and then there's younger players who might want to experience a first World Cup, don't get to do it because Mbappe's there because of his experience, even though he might not be able to run as fast? I don't know.
He'd have been some sort of cheerleader. You want to play. I've heard now people.
What he could be is, rather than taking up a player's spot, he could just be there to provide guidance. But in fact, I think he's going to get some minutes when it's crucial, and we'll see what goes on, man. And in some ways, look, obviously you do get picked on current form, but maybe he's a fresher pair of legs than some of the other guys. Like, there's a lot of Arsenal concentration in the team, and they may be tired. So somebody like Jordan Henderson, who's played, as they say, 40 minutes this season, might be able to provide that sort of resource when people are tired, But that's I hear it, man. I hear it. Let's hear what he's saying.
They couldn't speak highly enough of him. I know a lot gets written.
He's talking about Jude Bellingham
In the media, and I find it hard.
So they're both saying nice things about each other. That's great. And that's at least it's not horrible. Do you know what I'm saying? Not horrible. But I'm not going to look at these clips of Henderson hoofing the ball into orbit, because he's got a Champions League title, and that counts for something in my view. That does count. That does count for something. It does count for something. But yeah, they're not having it. They're not. What's Tuchel saying? The manager.
How essential to the culture you want is Jordan Henderson?
He embodies everything. He's a serial winner. His personality.
There you go. That's your answer. That's why he's there. He's a serial winner, and it's facts. Look at his resume.
Character. He is the glue.
Like, say you had those guys. I think obviously one of them plays for Manchester City. Might be Cole Palmer. I think maybe. I need to revisit that. But in any event, they've not won as much as he has. Put it that way.
In every team where he played, and he will be the glue that makes things special.
Psychology, man. Psychology is an important part of winning.
That sounds like a really interesting decision.
When he's saying interesting, he's saying that doesn't make sense. Let's be honest. That's what he's really saying. When you're saying interesting, he's saying, hold on a second. This is football where people play with footballs. What's this glue business about?
It's a decision to bring Jordan back that surprised a lot of people.
Yeah.
But this wasn't even recent. This was in March 2025. But he's kept with that decision by keeping Jordan Henderson in the World Cup team.
But when you talk about it, it sounds the most natural thing in the world.
There you go. So look, as I say, his resume speaks for itself. He might be at Brentford now, but he was at Liverpool before, and he's a bonus to Brentford. Really, he scored 1 goal. He still scored it. He scored 1 goal this season. England, he scored 3 goals. He's clearly not there as a attacking player. It doesn't seem. He seems to be more like maybe a defensive midfielder if he's not scoring that much. Though he scored a bit for Liverpool in 29 goals and 366 appearances. That's like 10%. Not the worst for, especially when they contribute to a Champions League win. He may have even won the Prem with them. In the Prem with them? So, yep. Football, yeah. I hear it. I understand. Like, all people criticising the move. Look, you want somebody in the team who's won a lot. Put it that way, and that's what's happening. All right. On this football topic, let's hear what Anton Ferdinand's saying about how Rio was affected by the situation with John.
That's a defender, in my opinion.
Rio never played for England after this season?
No, football.
Rio never played for England after that.
I may not get on with you. If we're playing together, we're playing together. Didn't even get that opportunity. Didn't even have that conversation. He was in the next squad, Rio wasn't. Let me put it to you like
that's his account, man.
This. Because Rio's affected by default of being my brother, yeah?
And also credit to the Beast Mode on podcast clip.
Yeah? Let's look at Rio and JT. Around that time, they're about level. In terms of...
They were saying that they were levels.
Stature in the game. They're both going for Premier League titles. Rio's winning more than him at that time. JT's England captain. Rio's vice captain.
Interesting.
So when you put it all together, they're on par. What's the only difference?
Well, there is a question of whether there's sort of racial reasons why Rio didn't get selected again. So he was.
Rio's black.
It's the only difference. One.
Let me hear you lot's views on that, man. Do you think Anton Ferdinand's got a point? Let me know. I mean, chronologically, what he's saying makes sense. But let me see if he's got a point. Whether you lot think he's got a point. And just I just want to go to this issue really. This was a whole case. He even went to the criminal court in 2012. John Terry was found not guilty. It's alleged that he called Anton Ferdinand a FNBC. Teaching search into what that is. And this was in 2nd November 2011. Then obviously he got charged with using racist language by the yes. Then what was interesting in this matter was that Terry admitted something and this is all allegedly. Do you know that Wikipedia? Well, I don't know. It's all allegedly. With sources like this, you've got to double check. But this is just kind of a summary of allegedly what happened. He apparently admitted that he directed certain words, but he'd used it as sarcasm rather than. Okay, so obviously in the criminal court, and this was in the magistrates, it's beyond reasonable doubt. It's a very high standard. Prove it's like basically 99% certain, whereas in the FA they used a lower burden of proof, and they charged him with using this is on 27th July 2012. They charged him with use of insulting words or behaviour, and they delayed it until the conclusion of criminal hearing, and was found guilty of a 4-match ban in the FA, not in criminal court, FA, and a £220,000 fine. And what Anton's saying basically, that, well, I mean, it's kind of slightly difficult to marry up, because look, the FA proceedings, the judgment in the FA found against him, but what Anton's saying, that in the reality of the situation, when it came to picking teams and stuff, go on to this Love Island story in a moment. In the end, Rio never played again, apparently. And I don't think, especially what I was hearing today on the podcast, I don't think John Terry's particularly thrilled with the FA himself. As I say, there's that story. He said, I was listening today, he said that they didn't arrange a plane for him that he could meet, see the birth of his children, made him very upset and stuff like that. I don't know if it's a private plane or whatever type of plane it was. And apart from that, he's got issues with the that and so. But anyway, let's look. You lot give me your views on that situation. I thought it's all kind of interconnected. We're talking about football. We're talking about things that happen in football. So I thought I'd just take a quick look at that. OPE. Now I need to make sure I pronounce this correctly. So I'm going to hear what he says, and I'm going to certainly pronounce it correctly moving forward. But this brother called OPE Sowande is clearing up something. So he's faced some criticism from the Nigerian community for the way that he allowed his name to be pronounced on the show. And here's what he's had to say about it.
So let's clear this up right now. So I'm from
credit to Dan Ajose. That's obviously Dan Ajose's podcast or something like that. I presume it is anyway. Or yeah, it is, because it's what's it called? Lab. Yeah, credit to Dan Ajose and the discussion that he's having with OPE. But I need to hear how he meant to be.
From Nigeria.
Yes.
Traditionally, it's pronounced OPE.
Yeah.
So there you go. So traditionally it's pronounced OPE. There's slight different sort of intonation there. It's like change there. OPE. But we might say in England OP or something, but that's incorrect apparently. He'll explain why he says it in that way. But it's OPE rather than OP. Let me hear.
But you chose to pronounce it OP.
Yes.
Why did you choose?
There you go. So you chose to pronounce it OP.
To do that?
So, when I was 3 months old, I was fostered by an amazing family, Paul and Barry. Shout out one time. They're the
Big up Paul and Barry. Okay.
best people in the world. They're both white, and that's just how they say it.
He's saying that his white foster parents said OP. Now, I commented on this on a post today, actually. There's two things. I think, do you know what it is? Two things can be right at the same time. One, he had loving parents who brought him up, and he was happy with them, and he decided to stick with the way in which they decided to pronounce his name. And two, he is of Nigerian descent, and his name should be pronounced OPE. However, this could have been a kind of learning opportunity, maybe, for his parents at the time. And I don't know them from Adam, but just objectively, they could probably have learned, because he's Nigerian, his Nigerian his Nigerian identity, his Nigerian roots. They could have learned to pronounce it correctly and then taught him to pronounce it in the Nigerian way, because they were taking on a Nigerian child. Two things can be right at the same time. There's obviously third options, but I'll leave it like that for now. But let me know what you think. I mean, ultimately, he's an adult, and if he's happy in the way that he wants his name to be pronounced, based on how the love and attention that his parents, his foster parents, gave to him, fair play to him. Far be it well away from anybody else to say that he shouldn't use the pronunciation of the people who brought him up, big them up. But obviously, it is important to learn, I guess, and that's why I wanted to learn how to pronounce it correctly, OPE, rather than OP, OPE, because it's a matter of respect for cultural identity, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But you know, we can learn everything every day, man. But this stuff is very interesting.
Boyd and Barry, shout out one time. They're the best people in the world.
Let's leave it, and I'm going to leave it like that. They're the best people in the world for him as his parents. So that's lovely. That is very lovely. Right, so that's Ope from Love Island. Let me just take a quick look, actually. How did he do on Love Island? He's obviously out now. I don't think the show's finished. But how did he actually do? Let me do Opus Wende Island Wikipedia. Okay, so the brother was an island on season 13. Entered day 1, was dumped. What is going on here? Was dumped. Yeah, was dumped from the island on day 10. West End performers from Lincolnshire. There for 10 days, entered the villa. Obviously, credit to loveisland.fandom. I think I've been on this site before, actually. loveisland.fandom.com. On day 4, Angelista chose to recouple with Ope. On day 5, Ope left the villa alongside the boys to go on a group date with new girls Namibia and Victoria. On day 7, Victoria chose to couple up with Ope. Day 9, Ope won It's Not That Deep, obviously some type of contest in the show. Challenger alongside other boys, and then Ope and Victoria were dumped from the island after the island ranked them as the weakest couple. And he comes out to this hurrah about his name, and I'll be honest with you, it's understandable. It's understandable. I think people understand his answer as well. See, so as I say, he cleared it up. Let's hear what this brother is saying about it. Get the volume working. Let's pause it now to move the screen a bit.
Very important that I play the clip for you guys, because it will solve a lot of the discourse that's going on online right now regarding
brother's called Tarek Ferguson.
His name and how you pronounce his name and stuff like that. Like, I know a lot of people are saying it's pronounced Ope, and respectfully, yes,
Ope, like I said earlier on,
you know, Nigerian heritage.
Some people are actually, let me just pause that for a second. Some people are actually saying that some people actually, you know, his parents could have even changed his name. So, and that's a good point, I suppose. By keeping the name rather than calling him Scott or Jonathan or something like that, they enabled him to maintain his Nigerian identity, because they did have the option of changing his name by default. That's true. I mean, that would have raised questions itself, in terms of taking away from Nigerian culture as well. But it does happen.
But we're now actually gonna see why he went on national TV and actually said his name was OP.
But anyway,
take a look at
I've
this.
obviously seen that clip. we've seen that clip already, so we'll just jump ahead. I'll just want
around.
Let me hear his brother's commentary on it.
But I'm guessing this is just me assumption, by the way. I could be wrong. But I don't think he grew up around he didn't grow up in an African household, for one.
Okay.
Or he didn't grow up around the culture for him to know that's how you actually probably pronounce his name. So when everyone was getting mad at him or getting onto him saying, he
Yeah, okay. I mean, that explanation makes sense.
He went on national TV. Even people tried to correct me on the pronunciation, and I said, "Listen, the man went on national TV and said his name is OP. I'm going to respect the fact that he said his name."
Yeah, I agree. I think we got to respect it. That's what he wants to be called. It's his name, his identity. At the end of the day,
OP. Obviously, yes, people are saying it's OPE because obviously Nigerian background and stuff like that. But it's clear to see now that he was adopted at 3 months old. He didn't know any better. So obviously his parents would have said, "Oh."
Yeah, but I still make the point that there could have been some learning. I think we can always learn. I think but that's still a good objective point.
And that's all he's known ever since. So I think people should cut him some slack in terms of
I'm
went
definitely cutting the brother some slack, 100%.
On national TV and said his name was OP, because now you have more context. I hope this
context matters, man. Context matters. Any other videos on this point? Okay, that's his videos on the point. All right, so yeah, man, that's what the people are saying. There was a commentary here though, as from brother.
From a Nigerian's point of view, it's kind of sad. Like, why are you actually saying your name like that?
I need to see the lineup. I'm hearing this.
These guys are under What We Say in Pod.
P.
That's not even how you pronounce his
This
name.
Ophi, that's how he pronounced it, though. That's how he pronounced it. That was mortifying.
They're saying that it was sad and mortifying.
That shows. Unfortunately, that shows what part of the country he resides in still.
Kind of when he said OP, I was kind of like, it's kind of sad.
Instead of OPE.
Yeah, it's sad.
Kind of sad, bro.
Why is it even kind of? How is it just
culture matters to people? Let's be honest. Your identity, your country, your ethnicity, this stuff matters, man. Language, it matters.
Really sad.
Like, cause
look at their faces. They're actually genuinely concerned about it.
He doesn't really see an issue with it, so why would it be sad? Do you know what I mean? But like from a Nigerian's point of view, it's kind of sad. Like, why are you actually saying your name like that?
Yeah,
if he doesn't see an issue with it, that's even worse.
They find it strange.
So that's how I see it anyway.
Maybe he's like, what's the thing called? Code switch. Maybe that's just what it is.
Nah. So they were trying to figure out what it was. It isn't code switching. That is literally all he's known. Yeah, but let's move on from that one. To Serena Williams and Venus Williams back at Wimbledon. The ladies are back, and imagine if they go on to win it. Wouldn't surprise me. She's still got that scene that Serena's, and probably Venus as well. Serena's definitely shown on the court. She's still got that 120-mile-per-hour serve, and ladies are back together. And these ladies are they're well into their early 40s now. Actually, they might be mid-40s. I'll be honest. They've got a wild card to Wimbledon, and people saying, "Oh, they're taking up spaces of X, Y, Z." That's not how it works. There's wild cards all the time, and it just makes the thing more competitive and interesting and more entertaining. So don't say it's because they're getting a buy from the past. Basically, no, it is what happens. And let's be real. They probably could have played up to and gotten into it anyway. Let's be real, man. They really could have done. They're greats. They're goats, both of them. They're goats. Goats of the thing, man. Serena's better. Serena's better still. She's slightly better. And they used to compete with each other as well. Imagine meeting each other in finals and stuff like that. I think Serena's got like 19 they're called Grand Slams. The highest on every continent. Going everywhere, just winning and mashing up the place, man. And it's a wonderful sight. Wonderful sight to see. Breaking news indeed. Breaking news indeed. Serena, see them there. That time, I think, yeah, Venus obviously got the better of Serena on that day. But these are superstars, man. I really rate them. Like, really, man. And I think Serena said earlier that she was bored at home and she wants her children to see her, what do you call it? Playing. They're growing. Children or children? It might be child or children. It might be two. Yeah, children. I think it is, to see her playing. Let's see what Venus is saying in this interview.
Former doubles partner.
This was in 2025 at the US Open.
Also your sister, Serena Williams.
Tall young lady.
Had some thoughts. Seeing you guys out here, being so successful. Do you have a message for her today? And
let me just look. Did they win that US? She may have won that, you know. 1 second. Just look at her stats. Venus Williams. Did she win that US Open? I'm interested to see. When last did she win a... there you go. 46, 44. So there, yeah, man. And don't be surprised if you see them dominating. Like, serious. These ladies are no joke. I just want to see. Slightly older than Serena. I just want to see what she won. She won $42 million in prize money over the years. When was her last tournament win? 2007 Wimbledon. Look, she's won Wimbledon itself. 2000, 2001, 2005, 2007. 5 times. It's impressive. And the person who probably stopped her from winning any others is her own sister. That's serious. I'm just trying to see in terms of doubles. She won something. Mixed doubles results. 6. Yeah, okay, maybe she didn't win that one last year. Grand doubles results. Maybe they interviewed her kind of midway. Bear in mind, you know, this is uncharted territory, really. Pick up Richard Williams, man. Done his thing. That's their dad, I think. But yeah, look, let's go back to that. So where was I? See the interview.
she already booked you for Australia.
Honestly, yeah, I think she had a very funny TikTok. But really, she's so happy for Layla and I, and she's given us advice.
Oh, so she got to quarterfinals. Okay, that's still quite high.
And we just need her in the box. So my message is, Serena, you need to show up.
They're showing up together, boy. They're showing up together. Ladies are showing up together at Wimbledon. Big them up. Yeah, this Alexei Salas, brother. You lot, what is going on? I think like the broadcaster, is it Fox? I think they brought him on and they've said to him, your job is to be the villain. I'm convinced. They brought Alexei Salas, who I did a little bit of research. So he was like quite a central figure in the 1994 US World Team, and he's played at teams mostly in America over the years. But they've just brought him on to rage bait everyone and just to try to go at Ibrahimović. I don't know, maybe he'll clash with Thierry Henry at some point because he's doing the most. He is doing the most. Now, I misheard this when this was said, and I'm not going to say the actual words, but he was referring to James Corden in some clip for what do we call it, for the US team, where he dresses up in a full kit. And obviously the connections are going across now because John Terry, famously, full kit. Full kit. Is famously known as a full kit W word because he, despite not playing, and they won. Obviously, his playing would have contributed in the early stages to the eventual 2012 UEFA Champions League trophy. He did not play in the final. Okay, however, he somehow managed to put on full Chelsea playing uniform. Full playing uniform, shin pads, sock tape, crazy, I didn't even know it was sock tape, and football boots to lift the Champions League trophy, and he was suspended, so he couldn't have played. So he was there sitting in the stand somewhere or sitting wherever he was in the full kit. And from then on, he was known as, and look, I don't condone name calling and things like that. I'm just reporting on what was said. Thereafter, he was known as a full kit W word. Okay? Now, when Alexei Salas is saying it, I actually thought when I heard it, I put Omar Days on one of these comments. I actually thought he said a effing W, but he didn't actually say that. It turns out he was referring to James Corden. I'm watching somewhere and they gave a bit more context, and he was saying that kind of James Corden's a full kit W. But a lot of people have heard a effing W. Look at Henri's face. But let's just go through these clips. Obviously, credit to Fox. I think it's credit to Fox anyway. Fox TV, is it?
A bit later on, and we cannot wait.
Alexei's moment.
This is going to be Alexei's moment.
Well done, well done.
Well done, okay.
Later, can we talk about James Corden for a second?
Oh,
I mean,
what do you guys call him? Pocket wanker, right? Or what?
Yeah, it's when you look at the tonation, it does sound like he's swearing. Look at Henri's face. Henri with the expressions, man. Legend Henri, Arsenal Henri.
Whatever, I mean, he's wearing that. He's all dressed up and ready to go. You didn't dress up.
She's just realised, she's just cottoned on what's happening.
Okay. Lucky we're on American television.
Oh, are they allowed to say that stuff on American TV? Hard. I didn't know that. Is that what she's suggesting?
The W word on British TV.
Oh, so yeah, she's saying you couldn't say the British word, so that's one of them. Then this is him winding up Zlatan, but Zlatan got him back by calling him ignorant on another day.
But I'm telling you right now, if this man has a big World Cup, boom, right?
Talking about Haaland, I think Haaland scored in Norway's, was it 2-1 or something? I can't remember the team they played, but Haaland scored. I said he's mocking it. He's mocking it, man. He's mocking Zlatan, man.
To the top, even over this guy.
Remember Ryan Babel from Liverpool? Fashion person now.
I love you, Steve, but I will take Haaland over you if he has a.
How can you forward to your place of work and just start insulting your co-workers? What's that about? That's what he's doing. He's just forwarded to work. See, like imagine if you go into your office and you said, yeah, the person who left the company in 2023, the much better worker than you. Crazy.
He has a big World Cup in terms of legendary status.
That's a big statement.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, he needs to do much more to reach the freak of nature.
Yeah, Zlatan's defended himself. This brother covers it quite well.
Can we talk about James Corden for a second?
Oh, I mean, what do you guys call him? Pocket wanker, right? Or whatever. I mean, he's wearing that.
Oh my days. Yeah, but Zlatan got him back in another clip. This is Speed saying. Slowing down.
What's good, Harry? What's good, Harry? Yeah, I'm good. What?
Yeah, Speed is screening the whole thing. What do you call it? Not screening, streaming the whole thing. So you got 55 million streamers or something. 55,000. Might be 55,000. It might be 55 million. It wouldn't surprise me.
What?
Oh my God, look at this. It's a big old mess. There we go.
You have an American shirt, you have a Nigerian shirt.
So he's got Nigerian shorts on and American shirt. I rate it.
Sure, yeah, but not today. Today is US for you. What's wrong with Nigeria and America? It's great. Nigeria is great.
Normally you support one team at the World Cup. I think that's the point they're making.
You're not great. You came to the wrong stadium.
You see? Then you bring bad luck.
But anyway, like Zlatan, Speed does what he wants.
That's you bringing bad luck.
As soon as I came, they scored.
Oh, bad luck.
Let the man them get back to work, Speed, man. Yeah, but yes, maybe he's not that irritating generally, but I think that I'm not talking about Speed, by the way. I'm talking about Alexei Salas. I think he's kind of playing a role. I can't lie. But you lot tell me, is he always like that? He's moving mad.
All you
It's not arrogance, it's confidence.
Okay.
Ignorant.
Yes, this in the French team saying they're arrogant. To say somebody's arrogant, like generally arrogance is seen as pejorative or negative when you use that word rather than confidence. And that's why Zlatan makes the point that he does.
People will say it's arrogance. Intelligent people will say it's confidence.
Okay, good to know. Thank you very much, Zlatan. Well, you may.
It's not arrogance, it's confidence.
Okay.
Ignorant people straight to man's face, calling them ignorant. But Alexis, you got to hold that one because you've been saying a lot. You've been saying a lot. You have been saying a lot. But yeah, Zlatan, he's a phenomenal player. Phenomenal player, Zlatan is. It's when he does the bicycle kick. Yeah, he's a phenomenal. Look at that. Look at where he is. Yeah, different player. Levels are supreme. Always rated Zlatan Ibrahimović. Always rated him. On the football discussion, so 8 goals at the World Cup for their brother, Cristiano Ronaldo. But then 10 goals after turning 35, Messi. Messi's just on different levels. But you got to look about your team around you as well. I think obviously he's probably played against better teams. They're not in their prime, but even despite not being in their prime, 3 goals. In terms of goals per appearance, Mbappe is phenomenal, highest level. Also scoring goals in World Cup finals. He scored what, 3 or 4 in one? He's been doing hat tricks. 8 goals, 22, 26 goals, 13 goals, 13 goals. Yeah, I mean Messi having won the World Cup and having scored more goals, he's still GOAT. He's still the GOAT. Messi is the GOAT. I'm saying it. Ronaldo's close. Ronaldo's like a kind of different type of player, but Messi's just different. I would say, like, I mean, they obviously both work hard to be great as players, but I think there's an argument that Messi's probably just more naturally gifted. I think maybe Ronaldo kind of works more for the results that he gets. They both score quite highly and stuff like that. Google's even getting involved with per country, I guess. The England logo. And Kylian Mbappé, 58 goals. He's now the all-time leading goal scorer of the national team. For that, Michel Platini. Let's look at who they were. Oh, it's Olivier Giroud. Great player, actually. Did he play for Arsenal? Maybe. He played for Arsenal. He sounds familiar. Let's look. Sounds familiar. I swear Olivier played for Arsenal. Yeah, no, he's right. I'm right. 73 goals, 180 a game. So he played for Arsenal between 2012 2018. Forget the other teams. The only team that matters is Arsenal. Then obviously he's gone on to Chelsea, AC Milan, Los Angeles. Lille, he's still at Lille. And he is still playing. But did he make it to France though? Sure he did. He done. I don't know if he's in France. May not be in France. Lille's not a very high level team. But he was the all-time French scorer. Let me just see something quickly. Is Giroud at World Cup 2026? 6. That test. Why is Olivier Giroud not playing for France versus Senegal? Why Olivier Giroud is missing the 2020 World Cup for France? I take it he's not there. Like he's not there. However, he's not part of the French lineup against Senegal. What about missing the World Cup? So you don't need to get to the point in these articles. No, he will not be part of Les Blues creating a sniff. Should he have been there alongside Kylian with his experience, as I say? Do you go and the goals? He probably would have scored. Apparently, they've got a elite experienced team, explosive young talent. So Dembele's there. Dembele, Ballon d'Or. He's going to get it this year as well, you know. Dembele's going to get it again, you know. Dembele, I mean, he won the Champions League. Likely second Ballon d'Or. I think he's going to get it again. Yeah, I think he's going to get it again. Anyway, that's what's happening with the French team. Obviously, I rate. Look, they've done wonders in the finals, the final games in finals with France. France won it as well. I kind of rate for the French team. I'll be honest with you. I do rate them. Last but not least, I think this is my last topic. Got Serena Williams there. Is this brother? Now, look, you lot, Liverpool, please don't, not Liverpool, YouTube, don't, do anything to my video, but this brother here, Wallace West, and when you go to Wikipedia, actually, where is it again? Wallace West is a superhero. Wally West, but he's known for his speed, but this Wallace West, is known as the man who, as Moses, San Antonio Moses, who parted the sea of Knicks fans, going through, obviously, I don't know, people were licking him in his head and punching him and running away, cheap shots and all that. He was going for, now, look, again, I don't condone violence or anything like that, obviously self-defense. I take it he will say that he was defending himself, and I heard him saying that his mum probably, you know, he's scared of his mum's reaction to this whole thing. But he's made himself into an absolute legend because you had the scene where some San Antonio fan, I've seen plenty of videos where San Antonio Spurs fans in New York, and my New York brothers and sisters, please explain to me why you were doing that and also why you were mashing up the school buses. But they were ripping people's San Antonio Spurs shirts off them. But not this brother. They're saying 500. There's thousands of them because he's inside the mall, then he's outside the mall, and then police protection. But I think they were protecting the people from him. I'll be real with you. But this is one example of what was going on. Chucking stuff at him, but yeah, they're definitely protecting the people from him because he weren't having it. And the maddest thing about it, like, you know, Rodman was hands on, and he was moving like Rodman, wearing a Rodman shirt. So he was letting them know from day dot, like, you lot ain't getting this jersey. Leave me alone. And to be fair to him, what I did notice, and I think that's why he's probably getting little ratings, is because he wasn't doing it to people, like random people. He was only responding to people who had done stuff to him. I think that is something I did observe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. That is what I did observe from the video. I think some of the, unless I'm mistaken, I think the people that he had interactions with, and that's what I'll call it, were people who had interactions with him. And he's now seen as a Hall of Fame, the man who fought 500 Knicks fans. But you lot loud the violence, man. Let the people then walk through with their jerseys, man. Like, why'd you have to be mashing up the people then? It's Wallace West, brother. I was looking for his profile. I saw it earlier. I couldn't find it again. But yeah, you lot, that's his, you know, you'll find his profile online. I think he's getting an opportunity. Let me just see. That's where I saw he might be getting an opportunity to fight with Misfits. Wallace West Misfits boxing. Obviously, we saw the Misfits tournament this weekend gone, so to speak. body shot KOs in that. Let's see what this brother's saying.
To the news desk, Wallace West, the Spurs fan who fought off 500 wild Knick fans. I mean, he was flipping
This guy's brother's called Mike Sipple, 21.
them and flapping them, and then you kept
The man them are saying that they want him to autograph their shirts.
coming, and he was pushing them and knocking them. He is one big badass dude, and now he has been inducted into the 2026 Hall of Fame. Take a look at this guy.
What Hall of Fame though? What, WWE? Is this real or is it a joke?
It was incredible. I saw the videotape, and this guy was not stopping. These Knick fans kept coming from every direction, and he's like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were attacking him first. They were real.
bam, and he just went after, boom, and so he fought 500 wild Knick fans off.
That's his commentary on it. Who else was there? So Wallace West. Yeah, no, not. I mean, I've not seen it confirmed, but he may well be fighting on Misfits. I wouldn't be surprised. West Spurs. What comes up for that? Spurs jersey 10. Dennis Rodman. That is not the picture. That looks like AI. How does the Spurs fan look like a lost member of Full Force? Which is that kid in play? Oh, he's not even a Spurs fan. Oh, hold on a second. What's going on there? Maybe because Knicks knocks Philadelphia out at some point along the way. That's why he was wearing it. But it's look, they've got the Spartan 300. Oh, because he's not even a Spurs fan. Imagine that. Not even a Spurs fan. Hilarious. Another video. What's Quack saying on it? This is something else. Something else. They're on in chronology of life. Yeah, that's what's going on, man. I couldn't find it. I may have even followed him, to be honest. But I'm not exposed my following, so yeah, man, that's what's going on. So, look, yes, Wallace West, he's gone viral. Spurs fan. Let me look at this complex art. Let me check out a couple of these articles. Okay. Went viral now. Aiden, what owner? Not sorry, forgive me. It wasn't Misfits. It's the brand risk, which is Aiden Ross's thing. Obviously, that's in America. Misfits is more in the UK, really. But may want him in the ring. Ross publicly extended offer underneath one of West's Instagram posts. Check your DM. You get a fight on brand risk after videos of the Knicks villain, not Knicks villain. He said, my mum found out about NYC. I'm cooked. West spoke on his Instagram stories after his videos exploded online. I booked the fastest flight out of Philly. I'm crazy enough to fight New Yorkers, but my mum, so he says he doesn't want to fight his mum. My mum found out about NYC chat. I'm cooked. She can't fight if I'm not there. Yes, I booked the fastest flight out of Philly. I'm crazy enough to fly New Yorkers, but my mum, she's a real. I'm not even gonna say that word. Oh, there you go. Let's go. I found it. Let me check out his profile. He's probably got loads of followers now, and he obviously they next have won first championship in 53 years, and this brother refused to back down. While all the people, even outside, they were on his case. But he is famous. I wouldn't say infamous because that's negative. He's famous, defending the thing. Let's go to his Instagram post anyway. Let's go to his Instagram. Saying over there. Yeah, Wemby, you'll have another day. Have another day, man. Wally West. Oh, I thought he might have had more, really. Thought he would have had more. But yeah, they said he shared his Instagram stories.
I'm just posting the story so people know it's really me, because that picture also wasn't enough. My account
maybe
got deleted
because he's got a low
yesterday
account,
around lunchtime. It was saying something about sexual exploitation. Like, it would be nice having those followers back, but really, like, I have messages.
Oh, okay. This makes a lot of sense why I couldn't find him early. He seems to have lost that account. So he had an account that he's lost. So yeah, man. I mean, if you want to follow him, at least you know that you have to look out for a new account. Because I swear I'd followed just to check out the story and stuff. I had followed an earlier account, but he seems to have lost it. Maybe I don't know why he lost it. I've no idea. He said, something. I don't know. But he's got this video. Music and that. Hard. Wallace West. That's what's happening. But anyway, that appears to be his new account. Anyway, I think I presume it is, and we'll see what happens from there. Unless people are making up fake accounts to pretend to be him, because that does happen as well, unfortunately. Okay. All right. So we looked through a hell of a lot of stuff today, from football to scores, to Wallace West, to old kind of England stories, England versus Croatia. You know, what will be the outcome of that? And we're just gonna have to see. But there's a lot going on. Viral houses, social media houses in Ayanapa, and that case with John Terry and Piers Morgan on the show, just commenting on the England World Cup team and stuff. Should Jordan Henderson be there? So we've gone through a lot today, but yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really rate the watchers and listeners and subscribers. Obviously, hype up the video as well. But for now, I'm done talking.